Awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Sorry, Rich.
You wanna talk?
Okay, I
Yeah.
am calling this meeting of the Transportation Committee to order.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my gavel.
I know.
Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Covert. Here. Evans.
Here.
Garcia.
Here.
Ozog.
Here.
Ornatori.
Here.
Zane.
Here.
Okay, my husband and I were in New York City visiting family this weekend, and I am proud to announce that I was on a bus, heavy rail, subway, and one taxi. So we utilized public transportation, and it was all pretty smooth, except the traffic. Anyway, do we have any public comment today? All right. And next, I'm going to move to approve the meeting minutes of April 15th, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
Hey, any comments or changes? All right. Next, I move for approval of, I'm saying all in favor. Thank you. Okay. Next, I move for approval of item 251135, budget transfer of $45,000 from contingencies to part-time help, funds needed for an employee reclassification of job code. Second, any comments or questions? All in favor? All right, next I move to combine items 7A through I.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move for approval of item 251111. Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Vermeer, Illinois to furnish and deliver Vermeer OEM parts and service on various county-owned and operated equipment on an as-needed basis for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 for a total contract amount of $15,000, sole source direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. Move for approval of 251124, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Interstate Power Systems Incorporated to furnish and deliver genuine Allison transmission OEM parts and services as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $18,000, sole source direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. Move for approval of item 251125, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Henderson Products Incorporated to furnish and deliver genuine Henderson OEM replacement parts and services needed for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $20,000, sole source direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. Move for approval of item 251112, recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order to Al Torfer Industries Incorporated to furnish and deliver genuine Caterpillar OEM replacement parts and service for the repair of various county-owned Caterpillar equipment on an as-needed basis for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 for a total contract amount of $25,000, not suitable for competitive bids, sole source direct replacement of compatible equipment parts. Move for approval of item DTP 02925, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Curry Motors Frankfurt to furnish and deliver one Ford Explorer for the Division of Transportation for the period May 13th, 2025 through May 12th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $46,261, contract pursuant to Governmental Joint Purchasing Act. I move for approval of item DTP 03025, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Curry Motors Frankfurt to furnish and deliver one new Ford F-150 4x4 Super Cab for the Division of Transportation for a contract total not to exceed $44,912, contract pursuant to Governmental Joint Purchasing Act. Move for approval of item DTP 03125, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Safe Step LLC for sidewalk saw cutting as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period May 14th, 2025 through February 28th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $70,000, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. Move for approval of DTP 002425, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Carasoft Technologies Corporation for fleet tracking equipment and service agreement for the Division of Transportation for the period June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $75,000, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. And I move for approval of DTP 003225, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Genuine Parts Company doing business as Napa Auto Parts to furnish and deliver automotive repair and replacement parts as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period May 20th, 2025 through April 30th, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $225,000, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act. Second. Any questions about any of these items? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next, I move to combine items 8A through 8K.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move to approve 25-11-32. These are all change orders. Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick, contract extension through October 31st, 2026. 25-09-46, Al Warren Oil, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract purchase order to furnish and deliver gasoline and diesel fuel for the Division of Transportation and Public Works. Contract expired March 31st, 2024. Item 8C 25-09-15, AT&T Corporation, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract for telecommunication services for traffic signals throughout DuPage County. Contract expired July 31st, 2024. Item 25-11-38, I move to approve complete fleet services, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract for on-call repair service and repair parts for diesel trucks and plows as needed for the Division of Transportation. Contract expired May 31st, 2024. Move to approve item 25-11-39, Compass Minerals, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract to provide bulk rock salt to the Division of Transportation. Contract expired on May 31st, 2024. Move for approval of 25-08-84, Denier Incorporated, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract purchase order for pavement preservation crack sealing program for the Division of Transportation. Contract expired November 30th, 2023. Move for approval of item 25-09-17, Fleet Pride Incorporated, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract to furnish and deliver heavy truck springs and brakes for the Division of Transportation. Contract expired March 31st, 2022. Move for approval of item 25-09-18, Gasaway Distributors, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract to furnish and deliver calcium chloride liquid de-icer for the Division of Transportation. Contract expired September 30th, 2023. And I move for approval of item 25-8-85, General Parts Distribution LLC, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract purchase order to furnish and deliver automotive parts and supplies for the Division of Transportation. Contract expired June 30th, 2024. Move for approval of item 25-09-19, K5 Construction, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract to furnish and deliver bituminous paving materials in the Southeast region for the Division of Transportation and Public Works. Contract expired March 21st, 2024. And I finally move for approval of 25-08-86, Southwind Industries, decrease remaining encumbrance and close contract purchase order to dispose of clean construction, demolition debris, and uncontaminated soil for the Division of Transportation North Region. Contract expired March 31st, 2024.
Good.
Okay, a second. Any comments or questions about any of these? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we have a couple of amending resolutions. I move for approval of 25-09-58, amendment to resolution DTR 0186A17, a local public agency agreement for federal participation for improvements along County Highway 43, County Farm Road, to decrease the funding in the amount of $91,225.53, reduction of 18.93%, resulting in a final county cost of $390,619.47, a reduction of 42.71%.
Second.
Okay, any comments or questions about this? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And I now move for approval of 25-11-29, amendment to resolution DTR 002918, a local agency agreement for federal participation for County Highway 55, Great Western Trail improvements to decrease the funding in the amount of $15,860.45, resulting in a final county cost of $71,771.55, a decrease of 18.10%.
Second.
Okay, any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and next I move for approval of an intergovernmental agreement, DTR 001025, an agreement between the County of DuPage and 1175 Real Estate Holdings LLC, doing business as Forefront Properties LLC, for traffic signal maintenance responsibilities at County Highway 23, Gary Avenue, and Stark Drive, East Leg in Carroll Stream, no county cost.
Second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Do we have any old business? Member Deacon Garcia.
I just had a question. I know we got an email regarding the DOT garage, and I was just wondering if we can get an update on what's going on. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, and if you just give us a little information on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I apologize for any confusion. The delay is from August of last year. The schedule that you've been given over the last few months is still intact. With our budget that we proposed in August, we expected to be a little further along with the contract let a little earlier and that $20 million hit going forward on the street. So we're a little behind that. And that's basically the same as what we've been saying since about December.
Okay.
So nothing really new there. We'll probably spend a few million this year when the project gets out there. Additionally, Public Works and Facilities Management are going to be helping us do some of the cleanup we need to do on the fairgrounds property as opposed to contracting that out. So that'll delay some of our spend as well, because we're doing that in-house instead of contracting it out.
All
So
right, perfect. Thank you for the update.
Any other old business? Okay,
one thing.
yes.
So I mentioned in that correspondence, so we've updated our construction schedule for the year. We're going to post that on our website, and I just want you all to be aware that that's gonna happen in the next few days.
Okay, Mr. Zay.
Yeah, we got an email. I know we had a lot of issues with the parking lot off of the Prairie Path at Geneva and County Farm. And I know we had a lot of problems picking stuff up. Now, did we put no parking there now? Because now we've gotten emails from seniors going, I park there all the time. You know, now I can't walk. So it's kind of, one or the other. Can we put something like no parking after dusk or something like that? Or I don't know. We're kind of person complaining about this and then it affects the other people. So
We did in fact put signs up at a number of these locations. Those spaces are not really designed as parking lots. And we were taking a handful of complaints at different locations, some folks complaining about debris and other things. This ultimately became an issue where we can't maintain them properly as sidewalks. We don't have the equipment to plow them. They are not ADA accessible. And so as an official parking lot, they're not really. So we had to put up the signs to let people know they're not a parking lot.
Okay.
So those are the signs we put up. We know that's not popular. We don't really like that solution, frankly, either. So we are having our in-house engineering team take a look at what we can fit in the existing spaces. And we've already got a kind of a template that we're looking at, and that will work at one of the locations. And we're going to see how many of the dozen of these we have that template will fit
Yeah.
on.
one up in
trailheads.
Wayne too off Army Trail that they were.
That's the one where we made the template, is the Wayne and Army Trail. So
So you guys are working on it.
we're
So
working on a solution.
I just told them park there, and if there's a problem, tell them Sheila told me to park there. So
Thank you for not referring to the chair.
No.
Member Rutledge.
Well, my question was, what would
This
be
is
the
your district.
consequence? It is, the consequence if, will they be ticketed if they're found parking there, or are they being instructed to hands off?
Yeah, I've got an answer, but maybe I'll let state's attorney answer. But basically, we're not an enforcement entity. We're not going to chase folks down who happen to park there. If someone were to complain, if law enforcement wanted to enforce that as a non-parking area, they have that right.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Do you want
I don't have anything to add. That was perfect.
Well, and I think parties were one of the bigger complaints
yes.
at that particular, the county farm in
Yeah.
Geneva there, that the people in the trailer park there were complaining.
And there is the parking across the street in the Walgreens.
And this
I
particular
understand.
constituent said she couldn't make it across the street. And I'm like, okay, but you're walking on a path, so.
That's not gonna work.
We, never mind.
Yeah.
Ah,
Add that to this. Thank you. And we are working
Great,
on
thank you.
a potential possible solution. Two potential and possible, the same sentence. That was pretty.
Mhm.
Anyway, any other old business? Any new business? Okay, hearing none, I'm adjourning this meeting. Thank you, everybody.